Okay, so you know that age-old question, right?
Yeah,
Ice or heat for those aches and pains we all get?
classic dilemma. Right?
Feels like everyone's got an opinion.
Absolutely. And you all have certainly given us a lot to dig into this time.
We've got a whole stack of articles and studies here all trying to get to the bottom of this debate.
Yeah, exactly when to grab that ice pack, when to reach for the heating pad.
So today we're going deep, trying to understand the how and the why of both cold and heat therapy.
It really is fascinating how much discussion there still is,
Right.
for something we all deal with.
I mean, muscle soreness, injuries,
Wow.
stiffness.
Part of life, right?
So the big takeaway right off the bat, looking at all this research,
Yeah.
there's no magic bullet.
Nope. No one size fits all.
Seems like the science is kind of still figuring it all out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nuance here.
So where do we even begin with all this?
Well, let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly are we talking about when we say cold therapy?
Right, so cold therapy, or sometimes you hear it called cryotherapy.
Right.
It's basically, just as it sounds, using cold to try and help your body heal.
Makes sense.
And there are a few different ways to do it.
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Well, you've got your classic ice packs straight from the freezer.
Oh, yeah?
Those are a staple. And then there's ice massage, which is...
ice massage.
Yeah, so that's more targeted. You're literally wetting ice directly onto the sore spot.
Okay, so that sounds intense.
It can be, and then on the more extreme end, you have ice baths.
Oh, yeah. The ice baths, those are for the truly brave.
Definitely takes some commitment.
So, but why does any of this actually work?
Right, like what's going on under the surface?
Yeah, what's the science behind it?
So this article from Extreme Physiology and Medicine lays it out pretty well.
Okay, so tell me.
So basically cold works by, obviously lowering the temperature of the tissue,
Okay, sure, makes sense.
and that helps to reduce swelling in the soles.
So that's why it feels good on a swollen ankle.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This cooling also triggers something called vasoconstriction.
So what now?
Vasoconstriction, it's a big word, but
Yeah.
it basically means that your blood vessels constrict or narrow in that area.
Okay, so it's like the body's way of turning down the blood flow.
Exactly. Less blood to the injured area means fewer of those inflammatory substances flooding in.
Ah, so that's how it helps with the swelling and the pain.
Exactly. It's like hitting the brakes on the whole inflammatory process.
Makes sense. And the numbing effect.
Oh, yeah, that's another key part. This article also mentions that cold can actually kind of numb the nerves in that area.
Interesting. So it's like a double whammy?
Right. It reduces the inflammation and it blocks those pain signals from reaching your brain.
So when is cold therapy actually recommended?
Well, the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science and Sports talks about that.
What do they say?
It's a big one in sports medicine, they say.
Oh, yeah. I could see that makes sense.
Especially for those sudden acute injuries, sprains, strains, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so like when you twist your ankle playing basketball.
Exactly. They also mention it for things like runner's knee tendonitis.
Okay.
Even for managing pain after surgery, like knee replacements.
So quite a range of applications.
Yeah, it really is. It seems to be pretty versatile.
And what about heat therapy?
Okay, so heat therapy, that's all about applying warmth to those sore muscles or joints.
Right. I guess we all kind of intuitively know that heat can feel good when you're stiff or sore.
Totally. But what's the science behind it?
Yeah, what's actually happening in the body?
This article from Postgraduate Medicine dives into that.
Okay, what'd they find?
They say that heat therapy basically does the opposite of cold.
Okay, so instead of constricting blood vessels?
Yeah, it actually dilates them, opens them up.
Which increases blood flow to the area.
Exactly. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching those tissues.
So that could be why it helps with stiffness and pain.
Yeah, and the heat also helps to improve the flexibility of those tissues. Think of like warming up Play-Doh.
Oh yeah, it becomes much more pliable and stretchy.
Exactly. So when your muscles or tendons are more elastic, they can move more freely.
Okay, so when would you recommend heat therapy?
Well, our sources suggest it's especially good for more chronic conditions,
Chronic meaning.
like long-term ongoing stuff. Muscle stiffness, arthritis, tendonitis, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And especially those that have been bothering you for a while rather than like a brand new injury.
Okay, that makes sense. So heat for those nagging aches and pains.
Exactly. And here's something interesting. Sports medicine points out that heat can actually be really beneficial during warm-ups before exercise.
Oh, really? How so?
They say that applying heat helps to keep your muscles and your core temperature elevated as you get into your workout.
So it's like preheating the oven before you bake.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that can help reduce post-workout soreness and muscle cramps.
Interesting. So a little pre-workout heat might be a good idea.
It might be worth a try.
Yeah.
And, there's another study in the archives of physical medicine and rehabilitation that looked at low back pain.
Oh, yeah. What'd they find?
They found that using continuous low-level heat wraps.
Continuous, like you wear them for a while.
Yeah, exactly. They found that those wraps could actually significantly reduce pain for folks with low back pain.
That's good to know. But they did mention something about the depth of the tissue.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They found that heat therapy might be more effective for issues closer to the surface.
Okay, so like a muscle strain versus a really deep joint problem.
Exactly. So it's not always a guaranteed solution.
And this kind of brings us back to the point that it's not always so black and white.
Right. It's not just new injury equals ice and old pain equals heat.
There are definitely other factors to consider.
Absolutely. And this is where the World Journal of Clinical Cases brings up a really interesting perspective.
What's that?
They suggest that maybe trying to completely shut down inflammation, like we often do with cold therapy,
Yeah.
might actually slow down healing in some cases.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So inflammation is actually good sometimes.
Well, it seems like it plays a vital role in the healing process. It helps bring all those healing components to the injury site.
So like our bodies know what they're doing.
Right. Our first instinct might be to just ice everything and reduce that inflammation as much as possible.
Yeah, makes sense.
But this article suggests that a certain amount of inflammation is actually necessary for the body to repair itself.
Okay, so it's more complicated than we might think.
Definitely. And, on the flip side, while heat can feel amazing for pain relief,
Oh yeah, for sure.
the evidence for its long-term effectiveness is still a bit limited.
So it's not a cure-all?
Not necessarily. It can provide temporary relief, but it might not actually address the root of the problem.
So where does that leave us?
Well, it seems like both cold and heat have their pros and cons.
And potential risks too, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about choosing the right one, but also using it safely and correctly.
So what are the big things we need to watch out for?
Well, Johns Hopkins Medicine and a bunch of general health guidelines provide some really good advice.
Okay, let's break it down.
Okay, so for ice, the golden rule is never apply it directly to your skin.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You always want to wrap it in a towel or a cloth first to protect your skin from damage.
Right, like frostbite.
Exactly. And keep those applications short, 10 to 20 minutes at a time.
And you can repeat that throughout the day.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a big one. If you have any circulation problems,
Okay.
you really want to talk to your doctor before using ice.
Yeah, because it could make things worse.
Exactly. And then for heat therapy,
What are the big no-nos?
well, again, you got to be careful not to overdo it. Too much heat can damage your skin and potentially make the injury worse.
So don't fall asleep on the heating pad.
No, definitely not. And obviously never apply heat or cold to an open wound.
Okay, makes sense. And what about infections?
Ah, yes, that's another important one. Don't use heat on any area that you think might be infected.
Unless your doctor tells you to.
Exactly.
Okay, anything else we should know about?
Well, there's one more general precaution that's really important for folks with nerve damage or sensory issues.
Okay, so people who might not be able to feel temperature changes accurately.
Exactly. They really need to be extra careful with both hot and cold therapy because they might not be able to tell if they're doing damage.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to accidentally burn yourself or get frostbite.
Exactly.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We've talked about the science, the different conditions they're used for the safety precautions.
Yeah, but how do we put this all together in a practical way?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
So what are some actual recommendations people can use?
Well, thankfully, the Physio Hub article we looked at had a section called Our Experts.
Okay, and what did those experts have to say?
They gave some really clear and actionable advice.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
So they said for those new acute injuries, like a sprain or right after surgery,
Yeah,
reach for the cold therapy first.
so ice it down.
Exactly. The goal there is to control that initial inflammation and reduce pain.
Okay, so ice for the fresh stuff.
Right. Then for those more chronic or ongoing conditions, things like arthritis or muscle stiffness,
Yeah.
they recommended heat therapy.
So a nice heating pad or a warm bath?
Exactly. That can help improve blood flow, loosen things up, and ease that discomfort.
Sounds good. And what if you're not sure which one to use?
Well, their advice was basically to experiment.
Experiment.
Yeah, of course, assuming there are no specific contraindications from your doctor.
Right.
They said try both hot and cold and see how your body responds.
So pay attention to what feels best.
Exactly, because what works for one person might not work for another.
So it's about finding what your body responds to best.
Absolutely.
So to sum it all up, it seems like ice and heat both have their place.
They do, but the science isn't always crystal clear.
Nope.
And it's important to consider the specific situation, whether it's a new injury or an old nagging pain.
Right, so you got to be informed and make those choices carefully.
And those expert recommendations from Physio Hub give us a great place to start.
Yeah, ice for new injuries, heat for chronic issues.
Exactly. But always remember those safety guidelines.
Safety first.
Always.
Yeah.
And you know that article about inflammation being beneficial for healing?
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does. It challenges that whole ice everything mentality.
Right. Maybe it's not about completely eliminating inflammation, but rather understanding its role in the healing process.
Exactly. So maybe the best approach isn't just picking one or the other.
But maybe finding a balance.
Right. Tuning into your body's signals and figuring out what truly supports healing in a holistic way.
And of course, always consulting with your healthcare providers.
Always. They're your best resource for personalized advice.
Absolutely. So keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep listening to your body.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time.
See ya.